Got it.
So it looked like they started running the new bus system. So I want to see how well it's running, how effective it is. Just kind of check things out. I've seen a couple of cars driving down there. So is the bus service officially running?
Yes, from here.
From here?
Yes.
So when did they start doing it?
I believe it was yesterday or the day before.
Yesterday, the day before. How effective is it?
Well, that's what we need to find out.
I'm gonna try to find out. I seen a couple of cars coming through here too.
Yeah, that's part of the process. You know, people are still learning where they need to be when. You know, we expect there to be a little bit of adjustment period, but then of course that is all complemented by enforcement.
Gotcha. All right. I'm just keeping an eye on things. I noticed a couple of cars were coming on the wrong side of the road, and I don't know if you probably seen the same thing I saw. How many buses passed through here so far? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure how many, but quite a few.
Quite a
There
few.
are 3 routes that serve this section.
Right.
So, you know, it's
22, the 20, 29, and 44. Yeah.
And in addition to that, the ride vehicles can use it, school buses can use it, emergency vehicles can use it. So.
Okay, so school buses, the ride. What about like shuttle vans? They use them too?
I'm not sure about shuttle vans. I'm not sure if they have
like
to
mass,
be,
like the along with medical shuttle vans. Can they use it?
I believe if it's an emergency, they can use it.
Oh.
You know.
So school buses, the T ride, and regular T buses, and obviously emergency vehicles. Gotcha. All right. Keep our eyes out. See, there's another car over there too.
Yep.
Right
People
there.
are still figuring it out, you know.
Well, they're not gonna figure that out. They're gonna keep doing that. Trust me, they're gonna keep doing it. I've been watching this before they built it, and they're gonna keep doing it.
We'll see. Like I said, once there's a bit of a period to adjust,
Right.
then there will be enforcement to go along.
Now, who do I talk to about they took away? I know you're not responsible for that, but in front of the roundhouse down there, 1990 Columbus Ave, they took away the handicap access ramp, and they got rid of it, so that now the elderly people have no access point in front of their building. And so now the bus stop is blocking that building from their access point.
Okay.
Now I've been calling the chief for about a year now, and he never got back to me.
Okay, let me write down that stop. And I can
It's right on Weld Ave. I think it's Weld Ave stop. If you go down there, I check every city of Boston handicap building, elderly building, and they all have a point where an ambulance can pull in front of the building and attend to the elderly people, pick up disabled people, drop them off, take them to their appointments, whatever.
So is it this stop right here?
That'd be the one, the closest. It'd be the Weld Ave stop on the.
So this is on the inbound. So
inbound
this
side,
right here.
correct? Yeah.
Okay.
And it'd be curious to know what they're going to do about it, because they already built the structure there. So how are they going to address that issue?
Yeah. No, that's.
And the biggest problem is when the fire trucks and the ambulance come there, they have nowhere to park.
Right.
So they took away the access point. Now the fire trucks are start going around the building. Now you're losing life-saving time. You can tend somebody to be getting cardiac arrest, possible building fire, whatever the case may be. Now, they said they talked to us about the fire department. They never spoke to the fire department about it. I spoke to members in the fire department, no clue what was going on.
Okay. Well,
I talked to the
that's
chiefs.
an
Yeah.
interesting thing. It was not on my radar, so I can,
Exactly.
I can send
Well,
that
the other thing
information
is
to
they
the
also
right
said they
people.
had meetings with people in the area. See, I go around and I play devil's advocate. I go ask the people, did they have a meeting? They had no meeting. But before they built this structure, they said they planned it about 4 years ago. They said they had plans and talked to people about it. Nobody talked to nobody about it. I said, name the people you spoke to. They couldn't name anybody they spoke to, so that means there was no meeting that took place. There's a lot of people that live here. All these people live here. There's buildings all up and down both sides of the street. There's storekeepers on both sides of the street. You got a Dunkin' Donuts down there. You got a McDonald's down there. A lot of stores. They haven't spoke to any of those people down there, but yet they say they did. So if they did, I would like to know who spoke to them and who they spoke to. Because if you're going to say something, you got to back it up with facts. You can't just say that you've done it and you haven't done anything. Because I will check on it, and I have done it. People that live here are very pissed off because they have nowhere to park. So I know they didn't meet with none of these people right here, for sure. 100% sure. The people in that building right there, they haven't spoken to one person about.
Unfortunately, I was not part of this process, so I can't give you any answers.
Exactly.
But it sounds like you're doing
if you can relay that message
citizenry
back,
duties
if you can
and
relay that back to the people in authority, whoever those people may be, and I think it would be the T general manager directly himself, because he's directly involved in it. If not, he has a big say in it, which I hope he does. He's the general manager, right? So relay that back to him and tell him Nezza Porter. As a matter of fact, I'll make it easier for you. Tell him Nezza Porter is inquiring about it, and I want a phone call back. Tell me what's going to be the process.
Okay. Unfortunately, I do not have a direct line to the general manager.
You go down to it anyway, just in case.
I can take your card, but I can't do much with it.
I know.
So
what I do is I tell you what, I just try to help you out. I'm gonna call the general manager myself. He's unaccountable, just so you know. He's an unaccountable person. He's just like our mayor. Our mayor won't return our phone calls. He won't return the phone calls. You know what I mean? I know that for a fact because I've been calling him for the last year. So that's goes to show you the kind of stuff we have to live with in the city of Boston. And there's more to come. They shovel this stuff to us like it's going to be a good thing, but it's not. Now, are you from Boston?
Yes.
Have you been here before they put this up here?
Yes.
Have you seen how it is in the wintertime? Have you seen how it is in rush hour? Okay, now can you imagine twice the amount of volume coming through on a narrow street during rush hour?
I think it's a learning process, but
well,
something to keep in mind is this is not the first bus lane that we've put in, right?
In Massachusetts it is.
No, it's not. It's the first center running.
Well, it's the first solid structure it is.
Right,
it is the first solid structure. They did one in Rosendale, I know that one. That one doesn't work. I saw it, I surveyed it, it doesn't work. The one in Rosendale, right? That goes down Washington Street,
yep.
That doesn't work. I've seen cars that park there after the due time and it's still there. And it doesn't, and honestly, I'll tell you what I did too. I ridden the bus on that route coming from Father's Hills to Rosendale Square. You don't get there any faster than the cars going on the regular road. Now, I did it myself, so I know that for a fact. Now, I'm telling you what I done. That's why they call me external affairs. I do the stuff externally, independently. I don't go by what they say. I go and do it myself, time it, how it is, and I see how it is, and I know how it is. So, proven fact, it doesn't work.
Okay. Well,
now, if you doubt it, you can get on that bus route yourself and see if you get any faster than I did.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, you have to also consider different times of day, benefits
right.
to different people.
See, what would help if they were smart, they would talk to people in the community who know more about the community than the people who don't live in the community, and they would design it and have a board and all sit down and discuss it and see what comes out. We trial and error it. We don't just say we're going to do it. We test it, we try it, we test it again, change it, readjust it, and then put it into practice. You just don't say, hey, this is going to work, and you don't know what's going on. Like this ramp right here. They had to add another probably $20,000 and adding that on there, on each one of those, on the budget. They had to cut out the concrete, I don't know if you've seen it, because they didn't go all the way to the end. It's supposed to go all the way to the end. If this is the platform, it's supposed to continue to the end.
So I can tell you a little bit about that. So you see how it's basically flat up until here, and then it ramps down to that area?
Right.
So you wouldn't want a board where the
when it's low.
is tilted.
I got you, yeah.
So this is where the bus is supposed to start.
Right.
So that the door
is right there.
Lined up with the platform. So it's basically saying
now
you shouldn't step off onto the street.
Now what is supposed to happen is, because you don't want them to step off there, you're supposed to build a small wall up where they can't do that. And I'll tell you why you do that. Because if a blind person comes on this platform, the blind person cannot distinguish the platform from the non-platform. All they know is they're on a surface. They don't know this is the incline, that's not the incline, this is where it's supposed to start. So what you got to do is you got to create a wall here where they can't do that.
Can I show you an example?
Sure.
So turn right around. Right here. So this is the old bus stop, right?
Yeah.
There's no tactical landing surface there, which is the yellow
See, a common sense blind person will know that's a curb.
Right. What's the difference?
See, this is a platform now. This becomes a platform now. This is not a curb no more. This becomes a platform. When you designate it for only a bus, right?
Knows when to cross when there is that tactile warning pad or knows when to go on. So that is on either end of a crosswalk, so they know that's a safe place.
That's the start and the completion, right?
Right, exactly. So that's what this is telling you here too. It's saying this is the end,
Mm-hmm.
when the bus is here, that is where you would board.
So how do we explain that little void in the middle? What's that?
So that's where nothing, you wouldn't want someone to walk over there,
But
right?
how would they know that, though, if they're blind, they're visually impaired? How would they know that?
They get their information about whether or not they can cross based on, see, you can see right there, right there, right
See,
there.
that's clearly indicated as a ramp. So
Correct.
this is not clearly indicated as a ramp.
Well, we don't want anyone to cross right there. We
Okay.
want them to cross right over
So
there.
that's what I'm saying. I know you don't know the answer, but how do you distinguish this part of the platform to this part right here, which is in between the platform and the ramp?
This tactical warning strip right here.
But what's to distinguish this from that?
The tactical warning strip.
So what do they think this is when they get this right here? What do they think that is?
I cannot speak for someone who is visually
Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What would they think that is? So you got to put yourself in a blind person's situation. What would they think this is? What? Matter of fact, I even do better than that. I'm gonna talk to some blind people that I know, and I'll ask them because they're the ones who experience it. They're the ones who go through it. They're the ones who know what it should be and what it shouldn't be, and what they feel and what they don't feel. Me and you don't know that, but I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. If I was a blind person and I didn't feel that tactical warning right there, I'm thinking, okay, that's a sidewalk, but what is it? Is it a place where I can step off? Is it a place where I should not step off? Like, what is that? Keep in mind, they don't know this is the bus lane. There's no way you can explain to every blind person that this is the bus lane. They won't be able to figure it out unless you told them that. It makes sense? Plus, it's new to them, too. So now you got to learn it all over again.
Absolutely, and that's why we built everything to the specifications, that everything is built
Gotcha.
to be ADA compliant.
Right.
So folks that are getting around and have a hard time seeing
Uh-huh.
are sure, because we do things consistent with what everyone else has done.
Gotcha.
That, cues like this path, or cues like a ramp,
Right.
or cues like a crosswalk that has a specific sound.
Gotcha,
Right?
okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's all the same, right? So they know those cues and they know what they need.
Okay.
Right? So it's all based on, consistency with the rest of the system.
Okay, well, I'll check into it. I double check. I don't know all the answers, but I'm only asking that question because that was an add-on. Hey, how you doing? That was an add-on after the fact, and they stopped it right. I don't know if you know, they stopped it right there. Then they extended out another 10 feet over. Do you know that? Do you know that or not?
I didn't know about the specifics of building the specific platform.
Yeah, what happened? That tack one is stopped right there. You probably can see where they dug it up and redid it over. Then they actually extended out on both sides because they only stopped it with the length of this platform. See this platform, the underpass? They only put it where that area covered. They didn't extend it on either side. So that's the other thing. Don't worry, I'll do the research later on. Don't worry about it. And then I'll let you know too. I'll let you know when I find out.
Great, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for stopping by and checking everything out. It's important to have
Oh yeah,
the process.
exactly.
If you have any specific feedback, if you contact the MBTA contact page and you say specifically about specific stop or specific route, that information comes back to us and we can address it.
Oh, okay. Well, I would do that. I would try. So I contact the MBTA. They have a page you said they go to?
If you go to their website and the contact us page, there's a lot of different. I think there's a form you put in.
Gotcha.
Your comments and where it is and what it is and all of that.
I definitely will.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff, but I do a little. I feed them. I feed them little by little because the other issue is there's a lot of stores on the other end down there. Where they expect the delivery trucks to park when they're doing deliveries?
I can't answer that question for you.
I know you
can't.
can't.
Like I said, I did not design this.
I know you can. I understand.
But it's a valid question, and we have a lot of different competing interests.
Now, what questions could you answer? You probably can't answer none of that. I don't know. No, I'm not going to make that hard. I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to make that hard for you because that'd be too difficult. I need to say this for the general manager. Those are the questions I can talk to him about.
I can promise you I'm not the general manager.
If you was, I would give you much credit for standing out here doing what you're doing. Because if you see him, he runs the other way. He does run the other way. He's like our mayor. Our mayor runs the other way too. Our mayor and our governor, when they see the real press come out, they run the other way. They don't mind doing photo ops, which is fine. They don't mind making speeches, which is fine, but they don't want to answer any questions. And I understand because they don't have the answers for them, and they admit they don't have the answers for them. But nice talking to you. I'm Neza. I'll probably see you again.
Okay.
You take care. You be safe.
Yes, you as well.
All right. Alright, so here you have it, another car in the bus lane. Now, is that car supposed to be in the bus lane? No? So how did he get in there? You tell him that he can use the bus lane? You know you can use the bus lane now, right? You can use the bus lane now. No, you can. She just said you can. If you're in a school bus, you can use the bus lane. Yeah, if you're in a school bus, you can use the bus lane. They didn't give you the memo, did they? They didn't give me it either. But now you know. All right. Take care. So nobody notified another car in the middle of the, oh, he's a T-rider. He's testing out the route. So he works for the T, so he's understandable. He can do that. All right, so nobody gave the school buses the memo that they could use the bus lane. That's why they're all over here. So how are you going to have a system set up and you don't notify the Boston Public Schools and all the people in the outskirts be crossed over here before these people cause an accident? One guy's trying to run the light, one guy don't have the light. All right, I'm gonna head up out of here, guys. All these school buses right here don't know they can use the bus lane, but they can use the bus lane. Why does somebody give the memo to the Boston Public Schools and tell them they can use the bus lane? Meaning that's called being unorganized. That's what that is. That's very unorganized. That should have been the first thing you told all the Boston Public School bus drivers. We cross over. That car just ran a red light too. Let's see if this bus driver knows this. I'll give them a hint.